All right.
Well,
Let's go.
our topic, internet gatekeeping. Basically what I got is a gatekeeper, just in general, is a human who controls access to something. It's basically a way to control what people can like see on the internet, like what we can and what we cannot see. It's the process through which information is filtered for dissemination, whether for publication, broadcasting, the internet, or some other mode of communication. So it's used like everywhere, basically. Which is pretty good.
Gatekeeping is used in all aspects of communication, not just the internet. Like, it's like as simple as like a reporter,
news reporter.
yeah, deciding what they want to use as a source. So basically, it's just them like putting their opinion like through other sources.
Even like an editor, like
Yeah.
deciding what gets published and what doesn't.
Yeah.
So could gatekeeping go from person to person without even media, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a story to tell, you know, so I tell someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works in
Yeah.
like one-on-one conversations too, because you obviously tell someone only what you like want them to hear. You know what I mean? And that's what that means.
So, what do we
Yeah.
want to say as our problem, like officially? Like, what's the official problem?
So the problem is that like it's the regulation
So what should we
of
do about
gatekeeping.
it?
What should we do
Yeah,
about it?
okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
based on
because the internet I think is like supposed to be like a free place. Like how do you like distinguish between like
What's
making,
out there and what's
making
not.
sure like things on the internet are like appropriate, like age
Right,
appropriate and stuff,
right.
and like just like deciding what people see, which is like what China does actually. China like does it like with Google and stuff. When you like Google things in China, you can only see certain things that
Really?
pop up. Yeah,
Do you,
it's kind of weird. Yeah,
That is really weird. Well,
Yeah.
they censor
do you
everything.
think
right. So
do you think it
so it's kind of a censorship issue.
Yeah, censorship. That's
Right.
the issue.
but like so if you put something up and then it gets, you know, filtered, do you think the First Amendment is getting as a free speech right to the internet is being a problem now?
I don't know about that. I just think personally that when you have like the papers and stuff and the government's trying to control things, it's not
Yeah.
like not freedom of speech,
Mhm.
and that'd be more freedom of the press if anything.
Yeah.
But I just think that the government feels a certain need to, like, I have it somewhere on my computer, but it basically, when it's like in terms of national security and things like that, that's when they really chop down on you. But honestly, like, I think that's a very gray area. Like, what is a term of national security? Like, Obama can just like do whatever he wants. Like, he can say like, oh, we're not gonna put that out there because I don't want it out there.
Exactly. It's basically what gets like filtered out there.
Exactly. So I guess the question is like, who really should decide like where's the line for gatekeeping? Because like it's going to always be there. You can't get rid of it. I guess right now, I guess the argument is it's too strict right now. Maybe like okay. So how do you want to start going about that? Like what do you think needs to happen? Like what do you think will go under that? Like if you were fixing the issue, where would be your first step? Like what do you think like you'd want to do? You know.
Well, I would say that the main gatekeepers are probably the FCC,
Right.
because they're like in charge of that and stuff. But the FCC does a lot of things that they probably shouldn't do.
Be doing.
They recently, what did they just do? I wrote it down. They tried to get involved with the Redskins name change. Like they've like an official stance on it. It's like I don't know why.
Why would they ever?
Right. Like I don't know why
Should
they
not.
think that they can do that. I don't know. It's just they kind of do whatever they want, and that's like I think that's a problem.
There has to be
You
a
know
point
what
where like you can't do whatever you want.
I mean? Yeah,
have
you
to
can't.
stop.
You can just decide
Yeah.
what can be on the internet, which is obviously But I think it's an issue of them keeping things like appropriate on the internet and stuff like that, and
What
like
do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean like they're allowed to like the FCC. Do they no, that's the airwave people.
Do they what?
Are they the ones who say like, oh, like if this TV show can only be on after like 10 p.m. or is that
That's
That-
the airway people.
Yeah. But they do that kind of thing with the internet, you know what I mean? Like regulating like
Yeah.
age stuff, which is fine, but
As well, I also saw internet gatekeeping. It goes along with like companies and stuff.
Yeah.
It said it was a big thing. It says gatekeeping is suitable for companies because it provides protection for their emails, web, and FTP traffic.
Right.
So like in that way for companies, like I guess it's helpful
Yeah.
because they like obviously don't want people looking on their site like if they can or
Well-
like they don't want to put information about their company out there.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I found that Google and DoubleClick. Google is obviously the world's number one search engine. DoubleClick is the world's number 2 in advertising. So if you combine Google's a must buy, you know, search engines, you know, and then put DoubleClicks must buy ads and put them together. It can work. It's huge. I think DoubleClick has 80% of the world's advertisements on the internet. Whatever you look on that, it's DoubleClick.
It's just there.
So they combine two powerhouses. The amount of internet gatekeeping for their company from other companies is insane.
The FCC, I'm just on their website right now, and their jobs supposedly are promoting competition, innovation, investment in the broadband services and facilities, supporting the nation's economy by ensuring an appropriate competitive framework for the unfolding of the communications revolution, encouraging the highest and best use of spectrum domestically and internationally, revising media regulations so that new technologies flourish alongside diversity and localism, and providing leadership and strengthening the defense of the nation's communications infrastructure. So that last one is kind of where I see the gatekeeping spot. Because that's a very, very well worded statement saying we just
the one
control
that
everything.
makes sense the most.
Exactly. So I think that's where we gotta focus our issue on the FCC, and I don't know their exact process of how they come to the conclusion of what goes out, what comes in, but I think that's where we need to focus, and I think we need to see what does the FCC do in regards to gatekeeping, and is it really too much? And I don't think we know that yet, but I think that would be important to answer the question.
So okay, the next thing is the scope of the problem. So how prevalent is the issue? I'm gonna talk about that. Well, obviously, you're on the internet every day, so
Everyone,
it's
no matter what,
pretty large. It's a pretty large thing.
Definitely.
You definitely.
Especially nowadays, it's becoming more and more popular. Everything's on the internet. You need to know. You type it in.
Companies are on the internet.
Yeah.
There's a lot more freelance journalism now, so it's coming from everywhere, not just the big name papers and stuff. So that's huge. So the FCC has a whole set of rules that everybody has to abide to, and it's extremely long. Oh, there's 199 parts. So
that's a lot of rules.
That's a lot of rules.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot that goes into this. So do you want to just try and go through some?
Yeah,
of it?
some of it.
How about do you want to open up part of it, and then you can open up part of it,
And I'll read it off yours.
and you can just scheme that.
Yeah, obviously we'll have to.
So I'll do parts 0 through 19. You can do parts 20 through 39, and then you two can do 40 through 69. We'll just see what comes up.
What are we doing again? Sorry, which ones? 43 to 69.
Yeah.
What was that? Where did this take?
Where is this under?
Yeah, where's this under?
Did you go to the FCC official website?
Yeah, research.
Yeah.
And then I went to our work, or what we do.
What we do.
And then rules and regulations towards the bottom.
Lit.
Rulemaking process, and then this is a whole different area, but this is very good.
But yeah, there's a lot.
Which ones you want me to go to?
I'm gonna send you back actually. And then go just to go to that website.
A lot of this stuff is
What is that?
Just go to the normal FCC website. The
Access.
FCC homepage.
This is another website. Wait, go. Make a new tab. Come on.
And then go to our work,
WashingtonPolicy.org.
what we do. And then you're gonna scroll down.
Let's see if the Wi-Fi.
Because this is literally the FCC as a gatekeeper.
And then you're gonna
The
see
website.
this.
I guess type that in.
And then I'm looking at
Search
all that.
FCC as a gatekeeper.
Table contents.
Can I see your sheet for a second?
Yes. Which one? This is. This is the one with the actual thing on it, and that's mine. Yeah, the actual process.
Okay, so we have the problem. Let's try and relatively stay on task, so. So now you need to generate possible solutions as to what needs to be done. So I guess why don't we start writing down the main issues with it, and then from there we can start tackling the solutions to that. So I guess everybody just start spitting them out if you got them.
Okay. I have a couple.
Yeah.
I came with
Sweet.
possible solutions.
Oh, okay, great.
So Who's prepared?
This is the website to read after.
Props to you.
I'll
You're
just-
prepared.
Okay.
Props to
Wait,
you.
we have this website.
Okay.
It's literally the FCC as a gatekeeper.
This is a couple years old too,
Yeah,
so
this
this
is
issue,
2010.
even though net neutrality is a big thing right now, this is pretty old.
Yeah, this
Right. So what's it say?
the plan aims towards several areas of concern. Standards. It's talking about like expanding like the nation's broadband infrastructure,
Right.
the benefits it will have. Investment. It's how they're like investing in all these networks.
And like, will this give, it's kinda like, by expanding the broadband, yeah, it's a good thing, but will it give the FCC more power over the internet?
Yeah.
Of what you're allowed to do, that's what it's saying.
I
Yeah,
got
they're
you.
trying to buy their power.
Okay,
And the FCC also regulates just public comments and like reply comments to everything that's on YouTube. All of
they
that.
do? I
They
didn't
do
know
all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that
Yeah.
all that
None of
stuff
that's,
goes
like,
through.
private.
Yeah, no, your reply comments. It says here like the commission generally permits reply comments in which members of the public may respond to each other's initial comments. Reply comments are especially valuable because they allow the public to point out flaws in other parties' initial comments. But
See,
the fact that
that's
they're
too
even talking
far.
about it
Yeah.
on the FCC, like one of the requirements for the rulemaking process, and like one of those is there. like,
Yeah.
I think that's an issue.
That's a little
So-
strange. What the
Where's it
heck?
built
Yeah.
in that?
The ones we can see are a lot of like some of this stuff is like access charges, tariff type of things, like it's not,
Mhm.
none of these seem.
Yeah, and
none
there's
of
like a
these seem
certain
like-
period as to when you can like comment on it and
Yeah.
stuff. There's a
Yeah.
30-day period.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's where we need to tackle like where our issue needs to be fixed, because
Okay.
Put video calls.
it's one thing if you have like publishing companies or like papers,
Mhm.
but just even comments are just
Yeah,
like
that's
Yeah.
a little too.
that's definitely
So
too
like
much.
like we need to like cut down on like their over regulation.
Yeah,
in a
Yeah.
way?
yeah, exactly. So now
So
how
someone needs to regulate them, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
someone needs to
you know what I
regulate
mean?
them.
Yeah.
well no they just
I
need to take a stand between like business wise
Yeah.
and personal
Personal
wise.
life, exactly.
I don't think people
Like take one side of
Yes.
that.
Exactly.
you can't
your
control
job is to regulate business, not to regulate people.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
to regulate what we're commenting.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you want to go about that? Like what? So if we change this and we get rid of this like public part, I think it's gonna bring up a whole other slew of issues.
First, let's bring up the possible solutions, and then we'll evaluate them.
Sounds like a
Okay.
plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we could get rid of the.
Overregulating.
The-
Overregulating.
Take away some of their power.
I had just
Right.
well, because like I assumed we were gonna like establish criteria after this part. Get rid of the FCC.
Altogether.
Was altogether, yeah.
Ooh,
That's-
that's ballsy.
Yeah.
That is ballsy, kid. That's ballsy. Why?
Because I don't know, I was like, well, because I figured. I figured, well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, hi,
I was
yeah.
like, well, if I'm gonna come up with a couple things, like obviously,
This is
like
one of them.
them would be like,
Get rid of
obviously,
it.
like that's probably not like feasible.
'Cause,
Obviously,
like, what
they
would
do
take their place?
they do good things
I would
as
take
well.
their place.
Would you
Personally.
take their
But
Personally.
yeah, but if you wanted the internet to be completely free with no regulation, you'd get rid of the FCC because
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, in that
So,
sense, you would.
Well,
that's what I said.
Well,
yeah.
should it even be regulated? Should like the
Right,
media be regulated?
exactly.
That's something
Yeah.
else you have to
So,
decide.
mhm.
And,
right.
Like, do you believe
That
it should
goes
be
along with
regulated at
that.
all?
What
Do you
the
believe it should be
media?
regulated? Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
not
good-
I
really,
think so.
but
Are you
I
saying
mean,
too
like
much government?
they have to be regulated to an extent.
Yeah, they like.
I mean, but
There like comes a point where that has to.
yeah,
It's true.
they have a lot of freedoms now, even with the FCC.
They need rule.
I just think that there's way too many gray areas. Even like just reading through their
Mhm.
website, it's so worded, so like
Yeah.
sneaky.
Yeah.
Because I think it's probably because like the internet's a big business, so like obviously like you need to like regulate
Yes,
some of it,
that's true.
like because you have people whose like entire businesses are on the
Are on the
now.
internet. Like some
Um,
companies are run
Are
through
run
the internet.
entirely through the
I think
internet.
there's
Yeah.
some good rules, you know, like
Mhm.
Oh, they definitely have some good
Yeah, they
stuff.
do.
It's not
Yeah.
like they don't. They regulate
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Things that you put on social media, they can block you like right away.
Mhm.
Mhm.
and then basically we can
I
make
have
complaints to the FCC if we want to. Like obviously we're not going to actually do that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The federal government.
But you can, and
But
that's
yeah,
the point.
and I
You
think-
think too much government then, is what you're saying.
And most of the stuff that the FCC puts up like in front of Congress is voted on. So like they vote on that. Like so it's basically like,
that's-
we're
Yeah,
voting
but
on
who's
that.
voting?
That's my problem.
Yeah,
Who's
Yeah.
voting?
You have to
Come
figure out
on.
who's
Yeah.
voting.
The lobbyists for the big companies.
Yeah, it's a joke. Like, do you think that they should be able to gatekeep on social media? Like, isn't that the point of social media?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't-
then I think little kids on there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think,
people
like-
targeting the little kids.
I think
not
like
even that.
now little
That's
kids
an
are always
age
over
group,
these.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
like you choose though like what you want to put up.
Yeah, that's
you know
true
what
too.
I mean?
That's
We-
not necessarily true. I mean, we just remember last week we just talked about how Facebook puts
Yes.
ads in your face on purpose.
Right.
And
So
then
they
again,
clearly
yeah.
control what
Someone
you
can
see.
like take something of you and put it up, and like I didn't have a control over that.
Yeah.
Like they took it from me.
Because I don't know if you heard this, but a couple days ago, Facebook put something up like they had apologized for like a rule that said like you had to use your real name on Facebook.
I've
It was a
never
couple
used my
days
real
ago.
name on Facebook.
Right, and it's like, and
I
people
use my
took
real
that
name.
I
as
don't use my last
people
name.
took that as like, oh, like you have like you'll be like prosecuted like if you don't
Oh my
like, but
God.
Why
it
do you
wasn't
use
that
your
big of a
real
deal,
name?
and like they apologized for it. I just thought it was funny because like I mean like clearly like they have rules too.
Yeah, like,
you know what I
They
mean?
can't tell us what we should put on.
Yeah, but it was just.
But they can. I mean,
I know.
Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg last year made $34 billion off of
Yeah.
Facebook
Yep.
alone, so he
Mhm.
can do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
and
he's literally controlling.
he literally he's the master
Yeah.
gatekeeper of Facebook.
We're
Yeah.
using
He probably gets
his
around
word.
the FCC if he wants to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is
Probably.
internet filter bubbles. Filter bubbles are like so it like the internet can kind of like put up like what it thinks you want to see. So like
Right.
say you Google something, like it'll come up with solutions that it thinks like that you want. But
It's
like
like Bing.
I had
It's like
watched
Bing.
this I'd watched this like video where this guy like he Googled like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict or something, and his friend Googled the same thing, and they got completely different answers.
On
They came
Google?
up on Google.
Yeah,
that was the same
that happens.
thing.
That happens.
Yeah,
Really? That's
because
weird.
it like it's like keeping you from seeing like some things because it like tries to like get you to see the stuff like it
That
thinks you want to see,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
sometimes is fine.
Yeah,
because,
but
like
then
you're
how do
shopping
they-
or something, but like
That's
but like
good.
big issues like that.
How do they know what I want to
Yeah,
see?
so his point was that like I forget what the video was, but it was like a TED talk, but his point was that like sometimes the internet keeps you from seeing the things you need to see and like just puts up the things you want to see so that you're living in like this happy little world where everything's like tailored to
Everything's
you.
about you.
So yeah, but that was the
Everything's
problem.
about me.
But that I think
Whatever.
internet filter bubbles are definitely a problem that
yeah,
need to
never
be
even.
solved.
That's
So yeah, but one of the things would be to just get rid of them. Also, like the things like if you Google like stuff or you're on like Nordstrom or something, like the ads will come
that's
up.
weird.
That is really
the ads will
weird.
like come up and I'm like, wait, like
Of,
I'm
like
literally gonna
websites
buy
I've
that.
been on recently.
Yeah, and then I get like Dick's Sporting Goods. And
Yeah, and I'm like, how do you know like that's what I'm gonna go to?
Right, like yeah, exactly. It's so
Nordstrom is
weird.
bad with that lately. Have
Yes,
you noticed that?
Yeah, they put up like specific items that you
Like this like
It's
certain
odd.
makeup like this like
Yeah.
BB cream or whatever.
And-
I got,
yeah.
It's always up.
Amazon does that too. Amazon.
Yeah,
like-
Amazon
Yeah,
does too.
Amazon does that too. Lately, I've been like on Amazon obviously
Yeah.
a lot. And I'm like,
But
what the heck?
yeah, I think that definitely is an issue because it's annoying.
So,
First
yeah,
of all,
it makes you question
I
where your personal
understand-
information is.
Yeah,
I
That's the other
understand
thing.
that like companies like have to put out ads because like that's how they make money. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
it's still I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Like you're not gonna get a Nordstrom ad pop up on your computer. Like how do they know?
I mean, you never
They
know.
know.
I
Yeah.
I
don't,
mean-
I don't know. I rock Uggs.
We don't know what you do.
I know Uggs and when it's friends and family or whatever it is. I'm always there.
Friends and
That's
family.
Macy's.
Or
Yeah.
it's Macy's. Alright.
Get your stuff together.
I don't think it's for those.
Alright.
Anyway.
Side note. No, so I actually kind of like these internet bubbles. I think it's a.
You like them?
I think it's a
Why?
good idea because, like, yeah, you're not getting like everything, but you're getting the things that you also need to see. Because like, if I'm googling like the Israeli conflict,
Mhm.
like I want to get like that information. Versus if you didn't have this internet bubble, you could get 1,000 things that are completely irrelevant to it.
Mhm.
Also, you could get any random person that just wanted to make a post on it. You know, you could get somebody that's like, oh, like screw this, or you could get CNN's report on it, which
Yeah.
has a lot of details. If you didn't have this internet bubble, I don't want to see like a rando guy from Pennsylvania talking about the Israeli. Like, I don't need to see that. And that's what that internet bubble does. So it's good, but it's to a point where where's the line? It's this gray area that the
Yeah,
FCC
it's literally
creates.
where you draw the line.
Exactly.
Like that's the
So-
big question.
So
Yeah.
that is our question. Where is
Basically,
the line?
where's the line?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the line? I think that the line should be if it affects a mass public interest, you know what I'm saying? I think once it starts affecting like so many people, then it's obviously needs to be drawn, the line there needs to be drawn, you know what I'm saying, on that particular, whatever that topic is at that time.
Yeah, I get you. And then also just like, but the whole personal information thing, like nobody really knows where your information is.
Yeah, no one knows. We don't know where they're going.
Exactly. So I think that's something that if you're gonna have like this internet bubble, and you're gonna have gatekeeping, like how do you keep the user's personal information private because you already know they're hunting you down.
And like also a lot of people don't even know about internet gatekeeping.
Yeah,
a lot of people
really
don't know about any of these issues, so they're
No,
just on
they
the
don't.
internet doing whatever they want. Like they
Yeah.
don't know who's
I had
watching.
to like
Yeah.
research it for like 2 hours.
Yeah, like they
Yeah,
don't know
I
who's
know.
looking.
You
If you
really
don't bring it
don't
up, you
know.
don't think about it. Like,
Right.
Because the internet is just
You're
like
so
there for
used
you.
to using it, and it's like so like.
And it's great. And it's great.
Yeah,
it is.
it's
so
a
good.
great
so
thing.
great, and it should be like kept great.
Which
I
is
think.
why the
Yeah.
FCC can do it because they can just say we're gonna shut down the internet.
Yeah.
That would.
Like, they already showed
Hands.
us with the net neutrality thing. Didn't they slow everything down one
That
day?
wasn't the FCC. That was like fighting against the FCC.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was like
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
that was
Like,
Google
Okay,
and
so there's
Netflix.
people fighting
Actually,
against them.
also another issue is that like basically, even though like Google and Netflix are like against the net neutrality
Yeah.
thing, if that happens, like they will pay extra to be the best, and in
yeah, but they
that
can do
way,
that.
they will become a gatekeeper because they're
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
over
definitely.
That makes
everyone else. Because why would you
Definitely.
use a really slow like
No one would ever use it.
Everyone would use
website
Google
when you can
for-
use
and
it fast?
Bing and whatever. would be
Everyone
done.
now, everyone's on the computer. Like
Yeah.
It's true, and we're using a camera, which is probably connected to the internet too. All the new cameras are connected to the internet.
Probably watching us.
I know, really. Who's watching this now?
I hope that's actually recording the sound.
Oh, it is.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I probably should double check that actually.
God forbid it's not.
Oh, but do I stop it? I don't know.
No.
No, don't stop it, yeah.
No, that's the boom though. That little furry thingy. That's
Yeah.
like what's getting us out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I got you.
My TV class skills.
All right, TV. Yes, same.
Mm-hmm.
That's my stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we've had a pretty good background on
Yeah.
what's going on here. So I think now we just gotta start narrowing it down.
Okay.
So let's just I guess tackle the couple main issues that we had with it and see how we can fix that.
That was 20 minutes, by the way. Just so you know.
Yeah, we have 7 minutes left till 30. So I think the personal information is a big thing. I think the whole my bad. So the whole
Overregulating.
yeah,
And
very,
taking a
yeah,
stand.
so so
Business
that
and personal lives.
yes, so and then thirdly would be probably the whole big business can now with net neutrality thing they could buy out.
So
creating-
keeping big businesses from
Well, it's
becoming.
not. It's keeping the gatekeepers who they are. We don't want to change the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
We just want to change like how they run.
And what they're doing.
Because we don't want Google or somebody being a gatekeeper.
No.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we need to
No,
figure out.
that needs to
right.
be how it is.
Exactly. So
Yeah, Google or Netflix.
Yeah.
right. So how do we fix that? Maybe we have to.
So now we're still looking at the possible solutions, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean.
Okay. All right. Try to think of like a couple things.
Well, obviously you can change the process in which the FCC does the regulations, and you could say that right now I would say like a 13 step process that starts at just like
This is on their website. Yeah.
So it starts at even defining what a rule is and like
They have to like
determining-
go back to the basics now.
yeah,
They got a little too
exactly.
far
They
ahead.
do a lot of basic work, and then it goes all the way to like, what is the role of the courts in the rulemaking process? So like they go through the courts and they go through the judicial system. And there's a lot of stuff in between here that I really just don't
Yeah,
really understand.
that's actually why the net neutrality thing is an issue, is because the Supreme Court ruled in like January that they do have the power to do what like
Really?
that they
That's
do have the
huge.
power to
That's
take
huge.
away like net neutrality
Dang.
and charge for like broadband use, I guess.
Yeah,
but
'cause they only have
anyway,
a certain
they
amount.
do. Yeah.
And Google also has a new fiber optic cable that's going to double the broadband width, which is another reason why they want it, because everything's going to be twice as fast. But all
Yeah,
the cable
okay.
companies are fighting it because they don't want to put it on
Because-
new infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a
Yeah.
whole other big issue. But yeah, like, how do I submit comments on the FCC on a proposed rules? Like, we're never going to be able to do that.
Yeah, no.
You know, so why do you have that on the rules process?
Yeah, no,
like,
never.
Like you want to have people. I guess give the people more power to actually
Yeah.
make the rules.
I think
versus,
the
I
best
think
thing
that's-
to do, I mean, like, the best thing to do is to, like, contact, like, your state representative and stuff, because that's the people like,
That's
in
the
charge of
that's
that.
the people.
Um,
yeah,
the
but he's not
people-
gonna listen to me.
Well, you can find out.
That's the
You
You
hard
can find out
part.
who's on the committee.
Unless you
right?
get a
To-
group of
Yeah.
people, like
and
then it
then-
starts like you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
If
do
you
the
don't
whole
like that
process.
certain person, you can vote him out. It's the best thing.
You could do that.
Well,
Yeah.
let's find what his views is on,
Yeah.
you know, gatekeeping and the FCC. You know, what's his
Mhm.
regulations and rules.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not good. I like this guy better. I'm vote him in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We have
If
that
that's
much
really
power.
your main issue.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that
We-
that's not working very well right
Yeah.
now. Like, the people that people don't like in office, they're not voting them out.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
They
gonna
don't know
start.
what to
issue.
say.
Screw politics, honestly. I never understand them.
Me neither.
It's not hard.
Man, there's so much just like fluff in here.
There's so much.
May an agency like supplement the APA rulemaking? Like now agencies are in on it. Why are there so many people in on this like rulemaking?
Yeah.
Why?
Do they have like, so
dumb
is
it
it like,
down. We have to
Yeah.
dumb
like
it down.
a, is that
Literally,
a, is that a separate committee or like a subcommittee type of thing?
I don't know the APA.
The APA is like a completely different like Google
Like the
APA.
APA, like APA format people?
American Psychology Association.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah.
the.
Wait,
people.
American Psychology,
Mhm.
Psychological
Why are
Association.
they?
Why?
Is that the
exactly.
same
Why are
thing?
they in it?
Why are they?
Is that the same
Can't
thing?
be.
Yeah. Maybe it's not the same thing, I don't know.
APA,
Alright, so-
FCC. Let's see what comes up.
Mhm.
But
Is that what we're still on?
yeah, it might be the same thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just think there's way too many people involved. So I guess we could have that as a possible solution.
Yeah.
Solution.
Less
Limit the amount of
government.
people.
Right. Limit the amount of people who can like make the rules.
Mhm.
But then the side note of that, devil's advocate, then you're getting into like a very like rough road. Having
Yeah.
like, only one or two
Only
people
one
control-
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why they do that.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know.
Like having one person dictate
There's
over
actually a
everyone.
bill for.
Is there?
Yeah. I don't know how well it's doing right now. It's called the Senator's Bill
Okay.
by Jay Rockefeller for because your videos are also being gatekeeped.
Mhm.
Past tenses, gatekeeping. Say there's a bill. What's it? Consumer Choice and Online Video Act. Currently, it's doing nothing, but there's
Mhm.
definitely a bill that needs to be
Right.
enacted into legislation. But
Mhm.
consumer
And this
choice.
is the same thing with net neutrality too. It's the
Yeah.
same.
Are you talking about the bill from the 30s?
No,
they're
this
trying to
one
fix?
is from 2013.
So there's like,
Well, that's when
There's
that
like a-
article-
I
that
think
was
That's
there's
when
an
articles published. Yeah.
I think I read there's like really old rules about what the FCC can do from like 1930 or something like that. I think that's what I was reading
Really?
somewhere. And they're trying to like fix that
I
because
personally
like
think the only
you
Yeah.
know, like obviously like nothing was the same.
we obviously.
100
Yeah,
years
that's
ago than
just-
it is
I'm
I'm gonna just
today.
throw a
Yeah.
quick
Can't
solution
compare
out
that.
there.
Yeah.
We obviously can't go straight to FCC and be like, listen. I think what we have to do is vote. You know, vote on bills, vote on your
Yeah.
congressmen,
You have
vote
to
on
get
your.
people to vote. That's a
Yeah,
that's
vote
the
on your
whole
representatives.
problem
And
here.
then the
Yeah.
process will start.
I mean, could we do a march on the FCC?
But like getting people to vote is
You probably
hard.
can. I think people do. Yeah.
Could do that.
You need the people to understand what's going on in order to vote.
Yeah.
Administration Procedure Act. It would be what APA stands for.
Oh.
I was really bothered.
I was like, there's
Yeah,
no
I
way
was
that's
gonna
the
say,
same
there was
APA
no
as what I'm
way.
thinking of. Yeah.
So it's an act.
Yeah. And the FCC has been in a lot of arguments with Fox and a bunch of other big time cable companies for their gatekeeping. And there was actually a Supreme Court case between Fox and FCC.
CNN's.
Wow.
Shocker, Fox. Yeah.
CNN's
It's always
Gatekeeping.
Fox.
Yeah.
Always Fox. Always Fox.
and
And
CNN.
there's a whole, yeah, as you were saying, like a lot of the laws are old, so they're trying to fix those up. That's what this
So
mentions.
did the FCC, like, it was against Fox for their gatekeeping?
So basically, what they're saying is that they have to limit the language. I was at the point of the language, and they said that you have to any indecent language that you can't put it on there, and then that's a very vague term of what is considered indecent. Like if you could be talking smack on the president, that could be indecent.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that's and that's another issue like with the whole gray area. And they just went on and said like that Fox was putting on too much like risky programming, I guess, and then that they should stop. So, to maintain control of the United States over all channels of radio transmission is a direct quote. So they are definitely trying to clamp it down.
Yeah.
You know, and did Fox have a point to fight it? Like, do you agree with Fox saying like, oh, we should be able to put whatever we want on there? Like, do you agree with Fox or do you agree with the Supreme Court? You know.
That's a nice little.
Alright, that's 30 minutes. But yeah, I mean, do you agree with Fox? Like, because depending on the side of it, like
Yeah,
if
it
you're with
depends.
if you're with the Supreme Court and you think the Supreme Court did the right thing, then really the gatekeeping is not that bad right now because
Yeah.
that means that the gatekeeping did its job. But if you don't agree with it, which I personally don't, because that's
Yeah.
why I love HBO because they have no rules.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's
no
like
rules.
the
It's great.
yeah.
Agree.
They can do
Yeah.
whatever they want on HBO, so
Yeah.
I think that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is that when you have like basic like cable companies,
Yeah.
like they can't do whatever they want. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
why not?
But
why not?
because anybody can see it. But like HBO, like you pay extra for it.
Yeah,
so, like
so that's why
you already
you know
go
what you're-
into
yeah.
it knowing what you're getting
Knowing
into.
what
You know
you
what I
can
mean?
say.
Knowing
Even
that
if
if
you're
they
buying cable,
pay
you're buying cable, you're paying for a
even
cable
though I
service.
think like Fox and CNN and NBC and everything, they should be able to like put out the sources that they want to put out. But like you know, like
Yes,
it's
they
not in their
have to.
obviously like. I don't think they do anything like too crazy. That's just not in their best interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, yeah. But
No, that makes sense.
I like HBO.
I don't know. I think it's in their interest because I think the more people you can reach, then like the more. Even like with this, like the Fox is still in the news even when they were in court,
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're still getting publicity and they're still getting press.
yeah.
So you put risky programming out there, people are gonna start talking about it.
Yeah.
Even like when
more
MSNBC
people
breaks
watch
something,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be like, oh, let's go to CNN, like let's go see what's going on because they're just creating buzz.
Alright.
Mhm.
So that's
So obviously we're not gonna get rid of the FCC.
No, that's we can eliminate that.
Yeah.
I think
Nice, but we care.
you can boycott.
I mean,
Okay,
taking a
so
stand is a good
I
one.
think our
Best.
best solution is like keeping the FCC from overregulating. We have to decide how we would want to go about that. Like that's
That's probably our best
Yeah.
solution.
Just voting. Somebody gonna do it.
I don't know if voting is gonna get it done all the time.
It's
It's,
not-
just like
Yeah, and a lot of people don't even know the issue. Like, yeah,
then
majority
it-
rules.
it's-
But how do you?
so many,
That
like-
comes to another issue. How do you raise awareness about it? Because I didn't know shit about this until she told me we had internet gatekeeping. And I looked up for 4 hours, trying to wrap my head around it. I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. I just think that the chain of command is what needs to change, and I think the FCC's
Yeah.
at the top saying like we
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
at the end of the day like the final say where it should be.
Mhm.
Maybe put it to a vote between.
I don't understand how you can roll them out
Yeah.
there. I don't
So
understand.
maybe the FCC should be like subdivided,
Yeah.
like into
Yeah.
different
Into like internet
Instead
cable.
of one.
into
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's
areas.
And
that's a
obviously,
good
like
point.
I don't
Yeah.
know 100% how it works, like how like they do things, but like I don't know what they would
Hypothetically.
subdivide into,
Right,
but
like,
yeah.
But the
Yeah,
FCC
exactly.
controls all forms of communication, which is cable and stuff too. So
So
if you
split
split
it
it
up
up
into
between
that.
cable and then internet,
Mhm.
you could definitely have
Into video
Yeah.
content.
right exactly.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
can't keep those two
Right,
blocks
and then
together.
even you said with the video thing, right?
Mm.
That's all. So you could do even video,
Mhm.
print, and then just straight up internet, and then you'd have 3 different people, and then each
And
person.
communications, exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think that's one way to.
I think
go
that's a
about
good way to do it, actually. Yeah, why not? Because
Yeah. Then you have different opinions in 3 groups.
it. Exactly.
Then you have a
Yeah,
head
so
leader.
Have a
Then you have a
odd
head
and
leader.
off for votes if you want to do the vote.
Mhm.
I think that's not bad.
I think it's definitely an option.
Definitely an option. All right,
Mhm.
write that down.
Alright, I did.
Sweet.
Sweet.
FCC subdivided into different
Right.
Groups.
Yeah.
committees.
Yeah,
committees.
Yeah.
This is a good word.
Which is a great word.
Get another chain of command inside of it.
Okay, so what else could we do here? We could, I mean, we could leave it the way it is. We don't have to change it, you know?
No.
We could just say like, you know what, like, what should we do about internet gatekeeping? We shouldn't do anything because it's doing its job. It's doing everything that we need to
Because
do right now.
I guess like most people aren't like looking at this all the time.
Yeah,
you know
no
what I
one
mean?
is
Because
really.
like if you obviously like we said before, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know.
If you didn't know, you
Yeah.
wouldn't know exactly.
Yeah.
Really? I
Literally.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you wouldn't know.
You just would never know.
Yeah.
Sure, you go on the internet thinking
Yeah.
everything's just there.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
And then let's see, what else could we
What else do you need?
Yeah, what's the last part of the sheet on your mapping dialogue?
The last thing is like consensus making, and then how are you gonna
Gonna
implement
implement
it? So that's our last thing.
So implementing, really, because
So we've
there's-
decided that we think the FCC should be divided into different committees
Yes.
to like
Yeah,
to like
I
more
think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the word to like
Get more people's
branch their
opinions,
power out.
Yeah, branch like
Right.
what they
what's
need
that word?
to do.
I can't remember.
Divided?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Delegate.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know.
Delegate
Anyway,
different.
Yeah,
sure, that's a
it
good
might
one.
be
Yeah,
delegate.
yeah.
That might be the one.
That might be it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do you implement it? You basically, dang, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Get a petition.
Yeah, who is in charge? Who is in
Action.
charge of the FCC? Like
And
telling.
let's say.
I guess that more would be like a Supreme Court thing. Because I don't know. I think they probably. I think the Supreme Court has a lot to do with how they're allowed to run. But I don't
Yeah.
know. But how do you tell them that you have to divide into these?
I know,
different
how do you
committees?
Well, I guess what
say
you
right
have,
away.
I'm sure
Yeah.
the FCC has like a CEO board, right? They have like a board of trustees kind of thing, and you can
Mhm.
break those up into three
yeah, they
different parts.
probably do,
Then
yeah.
the issue is you're still gonna have all the same people doing gatekeeping, and that doesn't
Yeah.
change anything. So it's like, do you bring in somebody new? Then how do you decide who it is? Do you like have a vote system? Like, do you run for it? Do we vote on it? Who votes on it? You know. So I think there's a lot of issues in getting this thing off the ground,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
just wouldn't happen straight up, which is kind of upsetting.
I know. Hypothetical, never.
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
Hypotheticals. So yeah, I guess that's the only thing I could say. Just with the board, just like split up the
Mhm.
board.
Mhm.
That or Obama just was like, all right, I'm gonna delegate like.
Yeah, I mean, he
Pick-
would be the
I'll
one to
pick
say
you
it.
three.
If anything, he'd be
Yeah.
the one to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you got the president involved.
Maybe sign a
Mhm.
You
petition.
know, maybe not
Yeah.
the president, but like
On
somebody.
the
But
sub-
someone
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Is that a
exactly. You
possibility?
know?
You probably could. You're right. People could make like a petition type of thing, which obviously worked with the net neutrality thing. So
Definitely.
it really works. Yeah. But
So that could be.
yeah.
Okay.
Because the more people see like how like it would like affect them, the more likely they would.
So it's
Yeah,
effective
yeah, exactly.
as
Yeah.
it did with net neutrality.
Because that's just the
Once
way
it
people
affects
are.
someone,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh my god.
Once
we
they
freak
realize
out.
it's like them that's
Yeah.
being affected, people will
People
So,
will
freak
freak
yeah.
out.
And
Because
people
people.
will
And they'll be vocal too. They'll
Yeah.
be vocal.
Oh
They
yeah,
won't
Yeah.
just-
100%.
we could do
Alright.
petition.
So that's another
Alright,
option. We could
so the
petition
couple
it.
things we could do is we could petition it.
I mean,
You could split
it
the
only
board,
has
to
you
be
could
split it.
petition.
Get someone up there involved.
Uh,
how many?
Someone under the
200,000 till like the White House looks
What's
at
that?
it. We need like 200,000 names till the White House looks at it. Gets to look at the name.
200,000.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
It's like,
I mean, it's a very.
and then the White
reasonable-
House like has to take a look at it. You know?
Yeah.
But getting
Yeah.
200,000 signatures is not exactly a small job.
yeah.
No,
But it could be done. You're right. It could
Yeah,
be
it
but they
could
just
be done.
petitioned for Justin Bieber to get out of the country. White
Yeah.
House still
Yo,
looks
I
at it.
remember
That's
that.
true,
That
I
was
remember that,
hilarious.
yeah.
That was hilarious.
It's a, you see, and they had to
You can
look
do
at it. So
anything.
if people really knew what
This was happening.
Yeah.
Something as big
I
as
And
think
I think
you're
even
right.
like if like networks like NBC and stuff, if they felt like that was being threatened, like their their team, like their power over like
Yeah,
their
that's
company,
true.
they would publicize it too.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, but
Like,
they already have because they've already been to court about it.
yeah.
So it's clearly they think it's an issue.
Yeah.
At least- At least
Okay.
Fox does, but Fox thinks everything's an issue.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
That's-
There's that.
That's
but
true. Yeah.
Maybe there's more that we just don't know. Maybe the NBC's gonna find the FCC too. Maybe
Yeah.
It's just not
CBS.
out there.
Okay. All right. So we have the FCC's overregulating, so they need to be subdivided into different committees.
Mhm.
And the way that we would implement it is petition it, or the president splits them up, or someone under the president, or whoever's really like in charge
of it all.
them.
Right.
So I don't like obviously.
yeah.
It's so
that's the call.
confusing. There's so many
There's a lot of
aspects
things
of it.
into it. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that would be the basic.
That's
Yeah.
it. I like it.
Sounds
Alright.
like
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay.
Done.
Yes. done.
Imagine to record.